Welcome back to the Sneaker Bench. Today we're here to talk to you about the Air Max 180 in the bacon colorway. And since we're talking about that, we're also going to give you a little bit of a look at the Air Max 90 bacons because those are also awesome as well. But today let's get to what we have on feet. We've got Raj on the camera, of course. Raj, what do you have on feet for a little bit of an extended on foot today?
I'm wearing the Onitsuka Tiger Mexico 66s. You guys obviously saw a video of these a couple videos back. But I took these to Africa, which is why they're already like super beat up. There was someone in our comments asking what they look like when they've been worn for a while, and this is what they look like. They were pretty clean. Like, we went on a hike and we did like a safari, and it was pretty clean through all of that. And then I played soccer outside in Kenya with some family friends, and that's when they got super dirty. And then a monkey, he peed on my leg, but like he got a little bit on the shoe too. And the giraffes didn't do it. We also saw giraffes. We saw a lot of animals. It was pretty cool. Africa's a really cool place. So
we had our thumbnail or our title for the video. It is Raj gets peed on! Exclamation. No, but they look really good, and especially the shot we got of the back with the blue X. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's just such a cool silhouette. I just really like them, and they looked better every time I wore them. And it's also a shoe, like, I did so much walking in these shoes, it was insane. And it's a shoe that gets way more comfortable as you break them in, because it's really thin leather, so it's not like you have a ton of support, but it just, like, I don't know, it kind of molds to your foot, and it like creases where your foot bends type of stuff, and it gets more comfortable every time you wear them. So
they look very good. On the other hand, I am wearing the Nike AirTech Challenge 2s in the Hot Lava colorway. I am a sucker for a classic Nike model, especially a Nike sportswear model, and I'm always here to support Andre Agassi and his. I'm not really always here to support Andre Agassi, but his shoes are really cool, so I like to wear them. Anyways, getting to the shoes we're talking about today, we're talking about the Nike Air Max 180 in the bacon colorway, which is a shoe that didn't get that much love because it is a general release pair inspired by another shoe that we'll also talk about, but the box is just a regular Nike sportswear box. I would get up and show you that, but there's no need to. We've got these bad boys right here. I've got the right shoe. Raj has the left shoe. All right, cool. So these guys are awesome. The materials on these are really nice. They came out in 2020, or I'm blank. I got these in 2021, but I think they came out in 2019, I want to say. Maybe 2018. I'm putting the correct date on the screen as we speak. But this is a general release pair. It comes with an extra pair of pink laces. Sorry, I'm getting better at knowing where to hold things. Is this in there?
It's in
yes,
there.
That's in there. Pink laces with a GR pair. You usually don't get extra laces on a GR, so when they do that kind of thing, you're like, okay, they're really stepping up their game here. But you've got this nice, soft nubuck material. It's soft.
Super soft. It's like,
when I first got them, I was like,
oh my gosh,
why does nobody talk about these at all? Air Max 180s aren't as popular. I do love Air Maxes. I'm a big Air Max guy. And quite frankly, I got these right before they announced the bacon Air Max 90s coming back for Air Max Day. So I bought these like in January, like early January, and they ended up announcing the Air Max 90s, and I am still happy that I got these because they're just so underrated. Nobody talks about them, and they are such great quality. So I wanted to make sure, or we didn't get a recent pickup. Like I said, I got these in 2021, and as semi-recent college grads, we can't be buying sneakers all the time. So we got to show you some of the sneakers we've already bought. Yeah, the Air Max 180 in itself is really cool as well. The bubble on the side is really, really cool. And the fact that it goes on the bottom, obviously giving it the 180 name, is really cool. People don't talk about these very much. This colorway, obviously, and they don't even talk about the OG Ultramarine colorway as much, which I believe is coming back relatively soon. At least there was a rumor. But just going over the details, you've got the leather swoosh. The leather swoosh, you've got this all suede back with the stitched Nike Air in pink. The nice pink swoosh, the pink on the tongue. They're very comfortable. They kind of fit like a snug Huarache type of feel. And the suede, it's not crazy suede or anything. If you could see the grain, it just, they did a really good job on these.
I will say the suede is that type of suede where you can like brush it. I don't know if that'll pick up. But,
We'll
like
get a
you
video,
can brush
yeah.
it, and it changes. I love suede like that. It's just so much fun to just.
It's not the
Run
best
your hands
suede, but it's
over.
good. I have worn these, not crazy amounts, but I'll show you the other sneaker. The sneaker this was inspired by, of course, is the Bacon Air Max 90. One of my favorite sneakers ever. Definitely favorite Air Max ever. These are just so darn cool. And obviously this is the re-release. I don't have the original pair. But the original pair was a collaboration with DQM, which is Dave's Quality Meats. For all of you who may not know, it was a sneaker boutique store that looked like a deli, and they had shoes in like the deli meat. I forgot, like the kind of refrigerator looking thing when you go to like a Jewel or a grocery store or a deli. And these came out for Air Max Day in 2021. And for some reason, these also kind of went under the radar. So if you guys can get these, I really, really, really recommend trying to do so, because this is a sneaker that holds a lot of history, and it is very cool. One of my favorite things about it is the tongue, which has the brown tongue with the tan stitching with the red Nike logo on the pink tongue. It just like so much contrast, and to me this looks so cool. And on these two, the leather, very nice. The nubuck, very nice. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Raj. I don't know what you think, but I think these are just great.
I mean, I just think it's one of those shoes that has a lot of contrast around the entire thing, which makes like every angle of the shoe interesting. Like if you hold it straight from the side, there's a lot of contrast because that pink and that red really pops. But then you look at the back, and the pink pops out of the brown, and it's like and with the entire thing being like cream and brown based, it's really wearable, but at the same time it's like super interesting, which I think makes for a really good combination of shoe. And they did a really good job to remastering it, or whatever you call it, on the 180s too. I think the 180 is such a underrated silhouette. It's like there's not a lot of like collabs that happen with the 180, or there's not like a ton of like people don't like hype them up at all, but I think the 180 is one of the cooler silhouettes of Nike. It's one of my favorite Air Max silhouettes for sure. But they just did a really good job on both, and the attention to detail is really good. I personally like the suede better on the 180s than I do on the 90s. But I think the 90s are way more interesting overall. So,
And I'm sure the original material on the original DQM or Bacon 90s were better, but I think the quality on both of these is pretty darn good, and especially this being a GR is really, really good.
Yeah.
You can tell the color palettes are a little bit different, but they're both clearly inspired by Bacon.
And I'm a sucker for details, and if you look at the insole of the 180, it's got that like Nike International thing going on, which I just like little details like that. When you do something that doesn't necessarily have to be done, or like isn't going to show up in product pictures, I think that's really cool because it allows the person who has it to just have something cooler.
I think one of the kind of messages we're talking about here on the channel and in sneakers in general is just like, buy things you think are cool, and there's a lot of good sneakers out there that you can get that aren't that expensive or aren't, hyped up. Even sneakers like this that once were super hyped up or have a lot of history, you could still get for a very reasonable price. I'm not exactly sure what they're going for at the moment, but these went for under retail when they first came out, I believe. So, you know, it's just cool to look for these kind of things. And
The Bacon Air Max 90s are going for $117, dude.
it's a steal.
I didn't even know that.
It's a steal.
That's
In my opinion, at least.
That is a steal. That's an absolute. I might pick. I didn't realize they were that low.
But then there's shoes like this that are these that expensive? Not necessarily, but at the same time, since nobody really expected these to be cool or weren't, you know, loved my mini. It was just kind of a regular GR colorway. Now it's kind of just hard to find, which is kind of. I wasn't around in sneakers early in the 2000s, but you know, people describe going after sneakers, trying to find them, whereas now you can kind of just find everything on StockX or Goat, which there's definitely perks to that. But there's sneakers like this, which is a regular GR model. You can't necessarily find this places. So, and it's not because it's expensive. It's just because it's hard to find, and no one really expected this to be cool. And
also, the people that get them don't keep them dead stock. So it's like you can't sell. Like people bought that shoe, and like that was never a shoe that people were like planning to resell because it didn't have a lot of resale value. So people just like wear them because they like them, and then there's way less dead stock pairs out.
And I think that's a kind of the direction sneakers are going in at the moment, which
I agree.
I am excited for because it's kind of what I've always liked about sneakers, kind of just buying things that are interesting in the first place. But I think it's going to make it easier for people to get sneakers, and I think it will hopefully, you know, what's the word? It'll encourage people to be more true to themselves and what they like. And it'll be interesting to see what ends up, you know, rising to the top with all these other kind of sneaker brands and sneaker models gaining popularity.
Yeah. And that's one thing I will say, like, I mean, this isn't necessarily, like, about these two sneakers, but, like, I do like that there's, like, a ton of collabs right now because it's really saturating the collab market. So, like, people aren't, the resale prices on each collab is, like, kind of, for whatever reason, I've noticed, like, the resale price on, like, some of the ALD shoes is lower than, like, it would have been, like, 3 years ago on, like, a Kith shoe or something like that. And those two brands are kind of in the same, like, universe right now. So it's, like, I don't know. I like that there's a lot of collaborations because it allows, like, it allows it to saturate the market, and the resale prices aren't high, so people are just buying what they like, which is ultimately, that's what sneakers should be about.
I agree. And because Roger mentioned ALD, the 860 V2s that ALD did, I believe that's what they are. Correct me, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But we put a picture of them in a few videos back. I love those so much. I would not be surprised if I ended up with a pair of those in the future, but that's the future. For now, we're talking about these, and we talked about them. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this is a little bit different of a video today, so let us know what you think about kind of going back to an older sneaker that we purchased. It's not necessarily something that, you know, you might be looking to buy, or maybe it is. Let us know if you have any comments or suggestions for us for any future videos in the comments down below. And if you could, please like the video. And if you'd like to see any of our other videos, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate anything in that respect that you could do.
Tell him you hate him.
Yeah.
Tell him Spyros sucks, man.
No one's told me I suck in the comments below, which I guess I appreciate. But
Tell us you hate us.
no one has also told me they love me. So what does that mean? No one has any feelings towards me at all.
Well, fucking have some feelings. Tell him you hate him.
Tell me. Anyways, in all seriousness, thank you for watching the video. We really appreciate everybody who's commented and been watching. It's really cool to see, even though we're still a super small channel. We really appreciate everybody for watching. This is the Sneaker Bench. Thank you guys for watching, and good night.